Hi, Tracy's Kitchen and Appalachian Adventures. Okay, so this is part 2 of how you can combat, how poor people can combat some of the 10 lies they tell themselves and other people. Okay, number 1, you got to admit that you're stupid about money. You don't know that a quarter is a quarter. 4 quarters equals $1. 4 quarters does not equal $40. Okay, you spending $40 on junk from a convenience store when you could take that same money and buy your kids some nice fresh fruits and vegetables. So you need to admit you're stupid about money. How are you going to combat that? Well, you need to read about money. You need to study money. You need to study budgeting. You need to study how to get the best bargains at the grocery store. You need to study how to coupon. Number 2, admit you don't know anything about real estate. Well, how are you going to learn? Well, you're going to get you got to get the books and read. You got to go on the Google sites. You got to go each state, each county, and find out about real estate. Find out what's for sale. If your budget to buy any real estate is $2,000, you can find a $2,000 home somewhere in the United States with a yard. It's out there. Okay, so if you're living in Detroit, for example, if you're homeless in Detroit, I'm suggesting that you save $400 or $500 and go buy yourself a $400, $500 house in Detroit, and they are out there. Detroit does not want these houses. You got to admit, number 3, you got to admit you don't have any money. All you have is $2.62 sitting in your pocket. You don't have $162. You have $2.62 sitting in your pocket. So stop fantasizing about money. You got to be real. Number 4, you got to stop wheeling and dealing and cheating, stealing. Okay? Stop hustling. Pay people who you're supposed to pay. If you owe somebody on the street $10, pay him. Okay? You borrowing against your house so you can start a business. That's just the absolute worst thing to do. You borrowing against that and your business may fail, and then so now the bank has your house and the bank doesn't even want your house. Okay? I knew an old woman that borrowed against her house to such an extent. She borrowed it not for improving the house because the house still looked like a shack. A brick shack on top of that. She borrowed so much against the house that she borrowed like $80,000 or $90,000 against the house, and the bank, of course, ended up taking it. And what she really used the money for was gambling. She was a compulsive gambler. I mean, that's really what she used the money for. Okay, the preachers need to learn how to save money. The preachers need to learn how to put church funds in trust funds. If they take in $30,000 a Sunday and they spend $29,000, that's foolishness. That's not saving money. Now, some preachers ask the congregation, if this story is true, to donate their whole paycheck in January. Now, you know what? The problem with that preacher is that preacher does not know how to manage money. She does not know how to save money. So she's asking these ridiculous black people to put their whole check. Now, God does not tell us to do that. He tells us to give 10% plus offerings. But you know what? There are going to be some stupid black people that's going to give that preacher the whole paycheck. And God does not tell us to do that. Number 6, you need to stop lying to yourself and to other people. Okay? And that's hard to do because it's going to cost you to be honest. It really is. It's going to cost you money to be honest. It's going to cost you friends to be honest. It's going to cost you to be honest. It's going to cost you to tell the truth. I knew one person when I was 20 or 21. I think his last name was Taylor. And he was a chronic liar. He would say, lying is concealing the truth. And that is a direct quote. When the truth is, he could not tell the truth about anything. He was a chronic liar. And guess what? He was 21, 20. At that time, he's probably in his 60s. You know, he's probably still a liar. He's probably still hasn't been delivered from lying. Because if he calls lying concealing the truth, he's still a cotton-picking liar. An ugly one, too. Okay? Now, there's one preacher, he borrowed some money from the bank, But actually, his church had more money in the bank than what he was borrowing. In other words, if he wanted to borrow $1 million from the bank to build a building, his church actually had $2 million in the bank as collateral. So he was really just borrowing his own money. So I can understand that. But if you don't, why are you borrowing $1 million if all you got is $200 in the bank? That's foolish. Asinine. It's totally asinine. Okay? So, those are some of the ways, the whole synopsis of these things, of these 6 things, how you can combat the 10 stupid lies, is to start telling yourself the truth and be truthful about money. You have to be truthful about money. You're lying if you tell the bank you got $50,000 in the bank and you don't. You're lying to the bank. That's why you want to borrow $40,000. You're lying to the bank. It's going to cost you to be honest, but you're going to have to stop. You have to start being honest. You have to start being truthful. Be truthful about your money. If all you have was $1, that's all you have. Have a nice day.